What's good, y'all? Rich Sosa back in the building with another banger, man. So, as you can see by the looks of the title, I'm gonna go ahead and today bring y'all gameplay of my Scottie Pippen small forward two-way pass first wing build. And as you can see with this build, we're gonna be able to break ankles. Also, on top of all that, we're really going to be able to ISO and shoot the three just as well as any other build. And then, on top of all that, not to mention the defense goes crazy on this build. But now I'm telling you, with these ankle breakers, there's literally so many different things that you're going to be able to do. I ended up choosing shot creating takeover for this build. And as you can see why, we're easily able to break our opponents down, get to the rim, and honestly, it is a much funner takeover to play with than any other takeover in the game when it comes down to the offensive end. Now, the defense, I'm telling you, is really solid on this build. I'm going to go ahead and show y'all everything mostly from these gameplays. I'm not going to clip anything out. I just want to go ahead and show y'all what this build is actually going to be looking like if you decide to make it on your own. As you can see, I do tend to get a lot of steals on this build, but the favorite thing about it for me has to be how we're able to finish as well as ISO, just like a slashing playmaker. The thing about this build though is that we are actually much taller than most guards, and on top of all that, remember we are a small forward. But the thing that I really can say about it is that I really do not notice a difference when it comes down to the dribbling. More so, I notice a huge impact when it comes down to the defense. On this build, I'm telling you, the defense is super solid, especially when it comes down to guarding bigger defenders. As you can see, I'm easily able to blow by a lot of smaller people, and the same thing can be said when it comes down to bigger defenders that are guarding me. But when it comes down to guarding straight up, I can say that on the 1v1 court, this build is the perfect one for that. I decided to use the shot creating takeover as well as that lockdown. Reason being is, yes, I can double up with a sharpshooting takeover, but why not get extra help when it comes down to the defensive end? As you can see right there how easy it is for me to break ankles, and honestly, when you're in takeover, your stamina is much faster than normal. And not to mention, when I activate either of my takeovers, the steals on this build goes crazy. As you can see, I just missed that dunk. It's alright, I'm going to make him pay for it though right here. And honestly, the favorite thing when it comes down to any build that I like to make is honestly being able to make it versatile and also run any position 1 through the 5. And that is exactly what this build comes out to be. You can really run the 1 with it if you wanted to, but honestly, even more importantly, you can even run center, which makes this build the best two-way pass first wing in my opinion. When it does come down to gameplay though, let me go ahead and know what y'all think about what I have been dropping for y'all. Yesterday on Friday, I just brought y'all my two-way point forward gameplay. Today on Saturday, I'm going to be bringing y'all the two-way pass first wing. So again, I hope y'all are having a great start to your weekend. I really want to go ahead and switch up how my channel has been. Normally, I've been making y'all some crazy builds, and I know most definitely a lot of y'all are enjoying it, but I really want to be able to make a variety of different videos on this channel, more so especially with the gameplay, but also on top of all that, I do still want to bring y'all builds, but the most important thing for me is bringing y'all different combos of videos that you're definitely going to enjoy and still be entertained by. Now, entertainment is not my goal, more so it's inspiration. So just to let y'all know, it's always been about y'all. And when it comes down to anything on my channel, y'all most definitely know that I'm always going to keep it real with y'all. So just be sure to always keep my word when it comes down to that. However, let's go ahead and get into this second game. This is a much bigger defender, and I'm telling you, this is a much closer game, but when it comes down to the dribbling and the speed on my build, it is no match for any big man because I am much faster than them, and honestly, when I do get the blow-bys, it is easy just to wait and pause, have them jump, because honestly, a lot of bigger men do not tend to play well defense when it comes down to the inside. A lot of people like to spam when it comes down to the blocks. You can do that. As you can see, he's doing that a lot when it comes down to this gameplay. But honestly, this one is really no match for me, especially when you see that I could really finish over them even if they're not trying to contest the shot. The defense, when I make them pick up the ball, is really a huge factor as well when it comes down to guarding bigger defenders. But the way that I do even this out is really by using my speed to my advantage, my shooting, and look, y'all, even the simple dribble moves make a huge impact when going up against any type of defender. Now, with the shot creating takeover, a lot of people tend to leave me open when I do have this activated. Reason being is because I'm going to be able to break ankles at ease. And as you can see, the chase downs on this build are going to be really solid as well. But when it comes down to the ISO, you already know I'm going to hit him with that pullback to the 3, half spin, hit him, and take the lead. Now right here it's 1919. He has his takeover. I'm gonna go ahead and time it perfectly to get the steal and force the turnover. He still has his takeover, but y'all most definitely know what time it is. Remember, I mentioned in these situations you gotta go ahead and use your speed as an advantage, and also when it comes down to exploiting these defenders down in the paint, like I said, they like to spam when it comes down to the blocks. I'm gonna go ahead and get right around him. He's not gonna jump, but it's all right. He's too late for the contest, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish it off right there. But now when it comes down to this next guy, this is a literal wannabe dribble guard. As you can see, he's gonna be able to do all of the moves pretty solid, I'm not gonna lie, but when it comes down to his finishing, not going to be there. Now, he knows what he's doing when it comes down to the left, right, going back and forth, but I'm telling you, it's all clamps when it comes down to using this two-way pass first wing. I'm going to go ahead and get a really solid contest right there. He's not going to be able to get the ball back, and honestly, with this guy, I'm going to be able to post him up if I want to. That is something else that I do really enjoy about this build, because when it comes down to the smaller defenders, you're easily going to be able to bully them in the paint. As you can see right here, even though I'm getting just a little bit of push off, that is all I need, because once I get into the actual paint, I'm going to go ahead and be able to body him up. As you can see, when it comes down to the dribbling as well, he does not know what to do when it comes down to guarding him straight up. So for me, honestly, I can say, if you ever find yourself in trouble against a smaller defender, you can easily post them up. I have to say that the person that I'm going up against right now is at least 6'5". And as you can see, even with the steals, going up against players that have a much higher ball handle, I'm still finding a lot of success with it. So that is something that really surprised me about this build and how good the defense can actually be. So when it comes down to it, I can definitely say this build is really all around. The best thing about it as well is that you're able to make this build with contact dunks. You're also going to be able to make this build having over 100 badges. I recently had brought y'all that, and I know that y'all most definitely enjoyed it, so I appreciate y'all for everything that y'all have been doing for me. If you are still here, I just hope you are having a great start to your weekend. At the end of this video, I'm going to go ahead and show y'all what this build is looking like, all of the details, so do not worry. And look, I'm getting so many steals on this build, it is actually crazy. Honestly, this is just about the same amount of steals that I was getting before the most recent patch that they did give. Before, in the past, it was much easier to get steals, but now I can say this is one of the only builds that still stay solid on the defensive end. But as you can see, when it comes down to it, this build is literally a Scottie dripping build. Look at everything that goes into it. I made him look exactly how he does in real life when he was on the court playing with Jordan. The body shape, the heights, the weights, the wingspans, everything looks exactly like Scottie. But remember, I told y'all I'm going to go ahead and show y'all what this build is looking like. So the first thing that we're going to go ahead and get into is going to be the stats. As you can see, I have barely been working on this build, still bringing y'all gameplay, and I am still cooking people up with a non-maxed out build. That's okay, in due time it will come through, so I'm not worried about that. But as you can see, when it comes down to the shooting, very solid. The finishing, same thing for the playmaking, and then the defensive, we get a 30 badge count. Now, this is pretty much the badge count that I'm going to be using when it came down to the gameplay that I just showed y'all. Honestly, I have a lot more of badges to unlock in all of these categories, so I would say the potential of this build has still not been seen. Even though I played just as good as I showed y'all, this build is going to continue to get even better, especially in the right hands. Like I said, when it comes down to the takeovers, I like accelerator, ankle breaking shots with the shot creating takeover, and then I like the enhanced jump shot contest, or you can even go with extreme clamps. Double up on the sharpshooting if you wanted to go that route, or even go ahead and put on the playmaking. It really does not matter as long as you feel comfortable with the setup that you're running with. But again, man, I hope you're all having a great holiday weekend. I most definitely want y'all to know that I appreciate y'all. I love y'all and I thank y'all. More so, I just want to say thank God for giving me this opportunity. Thank y'all for the support. So, man, if you want to jump on board, y'all already know what y'all need to do. Be sure to hit that sub button if you're new. Anybody looking to join the Rich Gang family, RGF, go ahead and turn on post notifications, but also be sure to hit that like button. I would appreciate it if we can get at least 50 likes in this video. If you want more gameplay, let's go ahead and get this banger to 50 likes. Be sure to share this video with your family and friends. And last but not least, with all that being said, I got one last thing to say. God bless y'all. Thank God. And Rich out.